day one, Coach? Overall impressions?
Nothing special, very average, particularly at the beginning of practice. We're a little bit slow starting for whatever reason. Picked up as the practice moved on, but expect more out of particularly the seniors than we got early on in practice.
Is that an issue with the music selection?
No, I think it had nothing to do with the music. As far as I'm concerned, I think it was just a mindset. And, we're going to be more up-tempo this year. I think maybe a few of the guys thinking, getting survival mode early so they can, sustain throughout the practice, but that's not how we operate.
As we're talking about the pace, how they're not used to it.
Well, not yet, but they're going to get used to it, and that's just how we're going to operate, and we will get there. We'll get there.
Any standouts today?
Let's see. Quarterbacks look sharp. Brandon Cox, first three guys, Brandon Cox and Travis Wilson and Schultz. Freshman-wise, Troy McCormick, look, you did some good things. Running back, freshman running back. Sese Ionu, the defensive lineman, did a real nice job. Our JC transfer. Let's see. Other than that, the usual guys. Tenny Palapoy was good. CJ Patasi, but nothing out of the ordinary.
How's the quarterback going to be structured in camp?
Well, right now all five guys are getting reps. The first three are getting the majority of the reps. The second, or the fourth and fifth guys are very limited. We had a special session at the end for those guys specifically, but the majority of the reps are going to go to Travis and Schultz and Brandon. Then we'll mix in the other two, and then at some point in the not too distant future, we're going to cut down to just the three guys getting reps, and then ultimately two guys getting reps.
How was the tragedy of last week impacted Paul?
I think we handled that okay. We talked about it in the team meeting last night, and I think everybody's on the same page. We understand that it was just like you said, tragic, and something that we've got to be able to move forward though. From we got work at hand, and we got to be able to move forward.
Do you understand you guys are gonna have a sticker on the helmet?
Yeah, we're gonna have a sticker for Kale on the back of the helmet, honoring him, and we miss him obviously, but. We got to move forward.
Could that may have led to the slow start today?
I hope not. I don't know. I guess it could possibly have, but I thought we had a good discussion last night on how we were going to handle it, and so if it did, then hopefully that'll start to dissipate.
Travis has put on some weight.
Yeah, he's 245. He looks good. We got to get more consistency and overall production out of that position. We haven't had that since '08. Since Brian Johnson was our quarterback, we haven't had a guy that has played the position how we need it played from start to finish of a season. We've due to injuries and things that have gone on, we just haven't got that, and we got to get that if we're going to be any good at all.
How long is his leash then?
Travis Wilson's?
Yeah.
Well, he's as far as
Being the starter.
well, it's his job to lose. But he's being pressed just like everyone, and everyone in the football team's in the same boat. It's not just Travis. It's what you've done lately. You got to produce on a daily basis. But right now he is the number one. If we had to play today, he'd be our guy. But everyone else is going to get their opportunities, and if he gets outplayed, just like any other position, then we'll adjust accordingly.
You haven't had a lot of bodies and therefore had competition at quarterback in
Right.
recent years. How good is it to have a number of guys?
That's huge. That's probably the biggest plus at that position right now is the competition, and the negative is they're young. We got sophomores and freshmen only at that position, but talent-wise, there's five guys that we feel real good about, and I don't think we've ever had that since I've been at Utah in all the years. Five guys that we think are that high a caliber.
Good to have a good, healthy Keith Miguel out there.
Yeah, it is. Although a little sluggish today, he's too heavy. He's got to lose some weight. He's safety weight, and he's got to get down to corner weight, and that was very apparent today.
You've talked about corners being one of your big question marks coming into camp. What's your number you're looking at right now, and how will you sort those guys out?
Well, we got 9 guys, 9 scholarship corners right now. We need at least 5 of those guys to separate themselves from the pack, and we typically travel with 6, and so we've got to have that separation start to occur sometime through our camp. Doesn't have to occur this week, doesn't have to occur even next week, but when we get about 10 days out from that game, we got to have a good idea who those 5 guys are, 5 or 6 guys are going to be.
Will you guys be multiple enough defensively that you essentially won't have a base defense?
The base defense has changed over the years, and with the evolution of spread offenses, we found ourselves for the first time ever since I've been here, in less base defense than we were in the sub packages last year. So that being the case, really the sub packages are the starting point: the nickel, the dime, the three-man rush stuff in our cowboy package. And so, yeah, I guess you could say that the base package is transitioned, and it's more the nickel, whereas the 43 is now almost a sub package for us.
And especially this year with the schedule, you guys are going to be facing so many offenses similar to the one you're facing. The tempo that you're facing in practice, it should carry over.
Exactly. We hope it does, and there's a few weeks that won't be the case. We have some traditional teams as far as huddling up and a lot of two-back stuff, but they're few and far between.
Will you change practice procedures before you play Stanford or?
Oh, before we play those teams?
when you play those type of
with
big
the scout
teams.
teams, absolutely. Yeah, with the scout teams, that's what, when you get in your in-season mode and you try to duplicate what the opponent's going to do, then absolutely we'll transition in those particular weeks and try to duplicate as best we can what we're going to see.
Kyle, how is Celeste doing?
Good, really good. It's one day, but as far as how he looks, how he, his quickness, just his basic his basic skill set looks very good.
Kyle, how tough a week was it for you last week?
You said Sese.
Yeah, I meant the young man in Texas.
Oh, Celeste?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. He's doing okay. Struggled at first. The plan is to get him here 1 week from today. It's tough on him. He's been through a lot. We'll support him however he wants to handle it, but he's indicated to us that if he can come in 1 week from today, that's the plan right now.
And it's kind of this difficult situation, and as you memorialize Gaius, then it's a reminder to Celeste.
Yeah, it is.
Have you resolved how you're going to do that?
Well, it's a work in progress. Celeste, we went back and when we were at the funeral, we had a chance to sit down with him and the family and talk through a bunch of issues. And by the time we left, he was pretty upbeat and understanding that, the bottom line, KO would have liked Celeste to move on and get back involved with his teammates, and I think that's the attitude he's taking from right now.
You talked about the seniors. You're asking them to lead.
Yeah, absolutely. It's their team. That's the case every year. The upperclassmen, it's their team. It's the they got to be the ones to take charge and step up.
When did you mentioned you told them if you want to be 5 and 7. Keep going
exactly.
like this.
Yeah,
was that after or before?
Before practice. And then after I reminded him, if you start the way that we started, then it's going to be a long season. And so we got to be ready to go from the beginning. You start slow in a game, you're down 21-0. And so there you go.
What do you tell the strength coaches before an off season where there's no bowl game for the first time? I mean, you've never faced this situation.
Right. It was we got a chance to first of all get our season cut-ups watched much sooner than we would have. Which I guess that's kind of a booby prize, but we had a chance to determine where we fell short and what we needed to improve upon, and we also had a chance to start the in-season program at a higher intensity level because we weren't coming off a bowl situation, so we hit the ground running in that respect.
Considering, Kyle, the number of guys that you have in camps and stuff in the NFL, how much does that help you recruiting-wise when you can point and look and say, hey, we got a lot of people?
Oh, it's a big help, and anything, you use all those positives in recruiting, and that's certainly one of our strengths is the guys that we've put in the NFL and have currently. I think we had 31 or thereabouts at last count, and so we're proud of that, and they're here for two reasons: to get their degree and hopefully have a chance to play at the next level, and so we feel like we're accomplishing that.